Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Yard Guy. That's just about how things are going. This is like take 7. I was just like, please God, let me get this out in take 7. I need like 7 minutes of something. I got some horrible news to share with you guys. This week, my dog got hit by a car. I actually saw it. It was quick. Power off. He didn't even yelp. My wife got to him pretty quickly and got to hold him for his last breath and was like, Mommy's here. And I got to him shortly thereafter it and saw this big gash in his head, and she was like, we can get him to the hospital. We gotta get him to the hospital. He's still alive. And he faded away pretty quickly. He was still there, but it was just like, I think he just, I don't know, he took a big hit and was hanging on, and once he saw us there right surrounding him, he was just like, oh cool, and just was like, I can take a nap, because he was held so many times. I'm sure he slept in Carla's arms many times. He was such a good boy. So he faded out. He was pretty much, I think he might have been dead on the side of the road, like right there. But we got him back across the street and just screaming, hollering, and crying and wailing, and I told Carla, I was like, we gotta call your mom. I know how much he meant to that family too, because she found him as a puppy on their property. So I was like, we need to call your mom. I called her mom and could barely talk to her. It was like, our boy got hit, he's gone. And yeah, so we hung up the phone and prayed. It was like, please God, send your angels, something, help us get through this, help us. And Carla hung up the phone, or excuse me, Carla's mom hung up the phone with us, and she called a couple of our friends, and they came and stopped by, which was nice. It was like sending angels. People did show up. The amount of support that came forward through this tragedy has been amazing. So her mom came down the next morning. We were going to cremate him and just do the quick thing, but then the more we thought about it, we thought it would be more fitting to take him back up to Gillette, where Carla found him as a puppy on her parents' property, and bury him next to her other dog, Coke. Coke and Kaine. Cocaine.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
So we thought it would be appropriate to bury him next to Coke. I thought so too. I mean, Coke and Kaine, that's awesome. So we drove up to Gillette as quick as we could, and we got there and we got him out of the back of the truck and put him on a little table, and Carla's father cleaned him up and did a really nice job. And we found a nice cedar box that they had got at a garage sale for like $10. And her dad, during the night, I'm getting choked up. Her dad, during the night, sanded the box down and lacquered it up and cleaned it all up and sealed it, put a nice little seal in it, and like put some handles on the side, like looked like a little casket. Ugh, pull yourself together. So her dad said goodbye in the middle of the night, and we woke up after getting some sleep, and we saw him. I took a picture of him because he just looked like he was sleeping. It was so sad. That's the good thing, is that when he got hit, he didn't get obliterated. Like, thank God there wasn't like brain matter everywhere. It was definitely traumatic to think that, oh my God, we could still save him, but it would have been a lot worse if it would have just been like flattened. So he just looked like he was sleeping in the box, and we got to say our goodbyes. We got to pet him, his cold, stiff body. It was so sad, because it's like the body is nothing without that animating spirit, that life force. Whatever that is. that candle that burns inside of you, you know? When it's gone, the body just goes cold and lifeless. It just looks like a marionette, like a puppet just sitting there. It's like, God, and I was like, look, you know, that spirit that was in him went back to the place from which it first came. It went back, you know. And I said, we hope that we'll see it again in the form of something else. So her dad cleaned him up, had a nice box. We said goodbye, put some pictures in there with him, put a couple dog treats in there and a bone, and put his covered him up with his dog blankets. And her parents and Carla and I carried him out there, and we lowered him down, and we covered him up. And it was pretty poetic because it was snowing the whole time. It snowed from the time we woke up. Started snowing when we woke up. Then it snowed while we were burying him. And it stopped right as soon as we were done. And when Carla and I were driving home, it was like a really, really, really beautiful sunset. Like the kind you want to take a picture of. And I wanted to, but I was like, nah, I'm not going to. Her mom did send a picture of the sunrise the next morning, which was absolutely beautiful. We're really glad that Kaine has a nice resting place. It's really more for us. You know, the living bury the dead because we can't let go. You know, anybody that has been hit with death knows how hard it is and how tragic it is and how much it stings and stabs you right to the heart. And our family is definitely feeling that sting this week. So we hope and ask that you guys send us your thoughts and your positive prayers or whatever. And we'll rebound from this. Obviously, we have to. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next week. See ya.
Let me see you smile. Let me see you smile. Show me those pearly whites. Let me see those teeth. Let me see those teeth. You're such a funny boy. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy, huh?